Hello and thank you for joining me. As you can see, we've got a pretty epic sky going on at the moment. So hopefully the reception's okay. I just did a bit of a speed test and the reception was not great. So let me know if it starts to struggle. Yeah, the reception out here isn't the best. So let me know what the audio's like. Make sure you can hear me. It's quite windy too, so let me know whether you can hear any wind noise in the mic. So we've got wind, we've got waves, we've got rain. It's all happening at the moment. So looking really good. And yeah, the plan is to get some dramatic skies today. So hopefully that cloud hangs around. It's broken up a lot since we got here. So hopefully it stays, because at the moment it's looking really nice. We've got some good water. Everything's looking good. Just hopefully our reception's good. Because yeah, like I said, the reception out here is not great. We can see and hear you, just can't hear the wind and the waves a little bit. Oh, good. Okay, well that's good. I'm sort of got my back to the wind at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll come around into the front of the camera. G'day Leslie, how are you? Looks great. Sure does. Check out that sky. So hello and welcome. So I've got a friend with me today, so Matt's over there. I've got my daughter. Actually, I've got two daughters here today. But yeah, look what we've got. How good does that look? So hopefully it stays. It's starting to break up as we speak, and who knows, when we got here it was all up above us. So yeah, the plan is to get an epic sky. We haven't had an epic sky for a while. Let me know what the sound's like. It is quite windy out here, so let me know how the sound is. Hopefully I'm not talking too loud, because yeah, we've got lots of waves, we've got lots of wind, and got some epic skies. So I'm going to stop talking, start taking some photos while that sky's still up there. And I'll just talk you through, as per normal, I'll talk you through what I'm doing. So yeah, let me know if everything is fine, because like I said, the reception here is not great. Okay, it was dropping out quite a bit when I was setting up. So let me know how it all goes. Okay, my wife says hi. Matt says hello. So we're both out here looking at the wind, thinking it'd be good windsurfing weather. But no, we're here for photos tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get set up. And it's all about the sky today, so I'm not worrying too much about my foreground. I need the sky. In saying that, I'm still going to try and find a composition to start with. The composition I wanted when I got here has disappeared because the tide's on its way out. So, as I mentioned in one of my other streams, with an outgoing tide, things get very slippery. So if you want to have a good laugh, keep watching, because you might see me go arse over at some stage. Alright, so that's kind of what we're dealing with. And I really do want movement of the waves over the rocks. Okay, now I'm going to try and set this up more for your viewing pleasure than what I'm doing. But I'll just kind of talk through what I'm doing. So at the moment I've got an ND8, I think. I've got an ND8 just to cut out some light. Now, like I said, tide's going out, it could be slippery. And it is. It is quite slippery, so I'm just going to be careful. And I'm looking for some water that's going to crash over the rocks. And very gingerly, because yeah, the rocks, like I've mentioned before, outgoing tide gets very slippery. So I kind of want water crashing over rocks. I'm just trying to find something to frame up where we can get some nice movement. And you know what? I think back over here looks a bit nicer. Let's just go over there. Let me move the camera around. So let's go over this way. This way looks a bit nicer. I know it's all about the sky, but I still want a nice foreground as well. So this is kind of what I'm looking at down here. Is we've got like a nice big rock down the bottom and all the waves crashing over those rocks. And that's exactly what I want. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for from a foreground, just to get some sort of interest and then frame it up so we can see the sky as well. So let me go down and get set up. You'll probably be off screen at the moment. I'll try and bring you down once I've got some shots. Let's get framed up first. So yeah, I've got an ND8 on at the moment. And like I said, it's all about the sky. So not too concerned with the foreground, but still we want to have some sort of foreground just to get a nice shot. Okay, so yeah, not the greatest composition in the world. And I'm framing it up so I've got the top of the cloud in my shot. Okay, so it's sort of almost half-half, almost half foreground, half sky. Okay, so this shot is all about the sky, so I'm just going to try and get as much sky as I possibly can. I'll try not to talk down into the microphone. And again, my goal here is to get that half a second shutter speed. Okay. And we'll definitely be doing multiple exposures here. Definitely multiple exposures, because it's a very bright sky, as you'll see when we do these shots. Right, so I have to get my aperture all the way up to f16, even f14, and I'm just going to focus on a rock at the moment. Okay, so I'm framed up now, I'm just watching for some waves. Wait for some waves to roll in. And in the meantime, I'll check the chat and miss a wave. Yeah, good to see waves again, absolutely. Good to see some cloud. Good to see some cloud. Cloud and waves. This is what we want. This is why we're here. God, these rocks are slippery. I've got to really be careful. Okay, so that's kind of what I've got framed up. Okay, so I'm basically just timing it so I get those waves crashing over the rock. And I'm going to fire off a few exposures for my foreground. So I'm going to concentrate on foreground first. So here comes a wave now. And I'm just with a 2-second timer. And just timing it so the waves crash over the rocks. I want a nice big wave, so here comes a bigger one. 2-second timer, that's better, that's nice. Yeah, good. And get it on a way out as well, get it as the water runs out. And you get lots of nice textures. So again, we'll get this one on its way in. And again on its way out. So you're going to see a lot more photos in the editing process this time. Okay, and now here comes a nice big wave. I'm going to wait for this one as well. That one's really good. Try and get this one crashing over the rocks. Yeah, that's good. And get it on its way out. That one will look nice with all that whitewash on its way out. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I'm going to speed up my shutter speed even more just to get more movement. Okay, that one's nice. We'll get this one on the way in. I want one just sort of over that rock so we get like that waterfall effect. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, and now I'm still going to get some more. I'm not 100% happy with my foreground just yet. Oh, and my tripod's moving. Let me just tighten everything up. Yeah, that one was nice. Get that on its way out. But I'm moving the tripod all over the place at the moment. Get that on its way out. Okay, there's a couple of big sets rolling in now. So I'll get this one on its way in. That's a bit better. Here comes a nice big wave. This one might wet me. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. And now I'm just going to quickly expose for my sky, and we will do a blend with these shots. So exposing for my sky just by speeding up the shutter speed. Still at f14, but now nice fast shutter speed. Now, I've got a few shots here. I'm just going to recompose again and come back a bit further. So yeah, let me know what the audio's like. I will come and check the chat in a minute. Just trying to get a nice steady footing somewhere because these rocks are very slippery. Now I'm going to get even more foreground this time, like about there somewhere. And again, just waiting for these waves to roll in. Here comes a good one. Yeah, that's good. That's nice. Okay, get it on its way out. Okay, and then again, I'm just going to speed up my shutter speed again. Expose for that sky. Okay, so that'll do for now. Let me come and have a look at the chat, and I'll show you a few of the shots that I've got. And then I'll go and have a chat to Matt and see how he's going. Okay, so does speeding up the shutter make the waves look more crisp or more milky? More milky. So I've got my shutter speed at around about that half a second, which will get some nice texture in the waves, and at the same time sort of have some movement. So let me grab the camera and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So definitely multiple exposures here, so I'll go back kind of near the start somewhere. Okay, so there's one of the shots. So as you can see, we've got all that water crashing over the rocks. Okay, and then as the tide runs out, okay, and then eventually I'll do an exposure for the sky. So I've taken a heap of shots just because every shot's going to look completely different textures in the water. And then eventually, so that's a nice one with all the waves crashing over, and then an exposure for the sky. And then just kind of repeat the process. Oh, and that's a shot I did earlier today. Check that out. Midday long exposure, a bit of a sneak peek at what's to come. So yeah, like when the sun's like this, you need multiple exposures, because as you can see, let me just put this on, give you an idea, the difference, sound is good, good. Let me put this on live view. Let me show you the difference between a camera and a phone. Okay, so look at that. Cannot see the foreground at all. So in other words, to get my foreground, I'll have to slow this shutter speed down and then watch what happens to the sky. We lose that sky. Okay, so unlike a phone that sort of processes everything, we have to do 2 exposures to capture all that detail. Okay, so we want one for our foreground to get all those waves and rocks, and then an exposure for our sky. It's impossible to capture it all in one shot. Just impossible to do it in one shot. So this is a case where shooting into the sun, you need to do multiple exposures and a little bit of exposure blending. Otherwise you compromise. Kind of have dark shadows. All right, what we'll do, I'm going to recompose again, and I'll go and have a quick talk to Matt, who's over there getting set up, waving to the camera. You can see my daughter running around in the background. She's out looking for some crabs. So yes, thank you to everyone who's here. I think we've got 8 people in there at the moment. So yes, thank you to everyone who's joined in. And we might finally get that epic sky we've been waiting for. Been waiting for this very last minute decision. Yeah, really want to get this sky. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over here now because we've got some nice texture, nice waves over this way. So I'm just going to go and like I say, we don't want too many shots of the same thing. I do want to mix it up a bit. Okay, so down here looks nice. Still very slippery, but let's set that camera up where it's not going to slip. Very slippery. Okay. So if Matt's wife's in the chat, I will look after him. I won't send him down into the waves to slip over. Okay, but yeah, check out that sky. All right, let's go over, and now, really watching my footing. This is slippery. So these rocks here are quite interesting. Okay, I like what's going on here, and lots of movement. Like a nice big solid rock is kind of what we want. So I'm going to get down fairly low because this is one of those shots. I want the sky. So by getting down low, we can get more sky. If we're kind of up high, we've got to shoot down. So by being up high, you're shooting down and you're sort of missing the sky. By getting down low, we're kind of shooting more up towards the sky. So this is one of those times when, you know, we do want to get a little bit of, oh, look at that. That's nice. Okay, and again, I'm just sort of focusing almost, I'll show you where I'm focusing later, but yeah, I'm focusing a fair way out into the frame. Okay, back down to that half a second shutter speed. Now, I don't like what's going on to the left of my frame, but as per usual, I'm going to show you some shots that kind of don't work. And then I'll show you a better car. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. That's nice. That, yeah. Don't listen to me. I said that wasn't going to work, and that's incredible. So I'll do that again. Getting the waves washing in over the rocks. So this composition works better with the waves washing over the rocks rather than when it flows back out. But look at that sky. How good is that sky? Okay, here comes a nice wave now. Get that as it washes in. And the timing will take a while. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. So now I am going to speed up my shutter speed again and expose for that sky. And just by watching my histogram. Okay, now what I'm actually going to bring you down because I want you to see this. I want you to see what I'm walking very gingerly because it's bloody slippery. Okay, so yeah, if anyone wants to book a class with me, please don't say you want to do some photos out on the rocks. We need to get the incoming tide to come out here. Like the outgoing tide, everything's wet. Okay, so that's what I've got framed up. And as you can see, we cannot see the foreground. So there's my shot for the foreground. There's that first one. See all the water movement? So that's at half a second shutter speed. By having a half a second shutter speed, it's a nice, you get water movement, okay? And that's what I like. That's something that I like. As the sun gets down, we'll start to do some nice long exposures. Look what's going on here at the moment. Okay, and then we just speed up our shutter speed to get that sky. Okay, so what I'm doing is, first thing I'm doing is getting that half a second shutter speed. Okay, that's my number one priority. So I'm in manual mode, ISO is at 100. My number one priority is that half a second shutter speed. Let me just grab that shot as it comes in. Okay, and then I just change my aperture until I'm slightly overexposing. I'm watching my shadow detail, shadow detail. So I'm watching my shadow detail on this side of the histogram because if we brighten everything up, we get all that shadow detail. Now, I don't need a heap of shadow detail. I need just enough so that we're not blowing out that water. I'll get that shot too. And I'll get that as it's running out. You watch the difference between the run out. Okay, oh, that's a good one. Let me get that one running out. That's really nice. Okay, so look at the water running out. Okay, and then once I've sort of got that exposed, all I'm going to do is change my shutter speed to expose for the sky. And again, this time I'm watching the right side of my histogram and getting a shot for the sky. Okay, so they're my two exposures. So I've got one for my foreground. I've got lots for my foreground. Okay, this is one of those times where, because we're dealing with water and movement, I do like to take lots of shots. Let me get that aperture back to around about there somewhere. I'm trying to look at my phone. I should be looking at my camera. Okay, so about a 1/6 of a second is looking pretty good. Okay, so this is one of those cases where you do take lots of shots. Okay, so when it comes to the editing, let me get this wave on its way in. Okay, we're going to have lots of photos. Okay, and trying to get that one that we really like. Here comes another good one. And because we've got an epic sky at the moment, we want to shoot away. Okay, we really want to take lots of shots while we've got that sky. Okay, and in saying that, let me just quickly expose for the sky again while I'm waiting for some waves. So in between waiting for waves, I'm just going to quickly get that sky. So we've got plenty of shots of our sky. Okay, I'm going to wait for another wave. It's a good one. And as you can see, the tide's going out, so the waves are getting smaller and smaller. So it might be time to change. Oh, that one's not too bad. Yeah, all right, time to change. But that's the basics of it. What we're doing is we're exposing for our foreground first, then just speeding up the shutter speed and getting that sky. Okay, you can kind of compromise and go somewhere in between to get a little bit of both, but then you're losing a lot of detail in either your foreground or the sky. Actually, here comes a nice, let me just get this one. like I said, I'm just shooting away because we've got really nice conditions. And I just want to get it all. Okay, I'm going to get these waves on its way out. Get that whitewash as it trickles back out. And you get some nice texture. And we'll just do one more for our sky. Just speed up our shutter speed again. Okay, so by just shooting in manual mode, get your aperture set and then just play around with your shutter speeds. Okay, that was a really nice wave that I just missed there. Here comes another one. Let's get this as well. So this is a case where I do like to take lots of shots, because as you'll see, when it comes time to edit, we're going to have lots to choose from. And we've got that sky going on, so I just want to make the most of it, because there's every chance we can lose that sky any minute. All right, let me stand up again. And let me just spin this camera around and say hello. Hello. Okay, so yeah, welcome to Hervey Bay. Let me just turn that off for a second. Yeah, welcome to Hervey Bay. As you can see, we've finally got a sky. We've finally got a nice sky up here. So hopefully, well, we will get some good shots. Okay, we're going to get some good shots. And that kind of gives you an idea of how bright that sky is compared to the foreground. So, and then, you know, if we had looked over this way, everything's more well exposed. Okay, but that's what, you know, all the action's out into the sun. So this is one of the cases where we do want to shoot into the sun. Okay, this way the lighting's a lot better. Okay, everything's a lot more evenly lit. But then we're missing out on all that colour in the sky. So let me just spin that camera back around again. So shooting into the sun, you definitely need to do a few exposures. Okay, unless you're shooting on a phone, then the phone will just do everything for you. G'day Claudia, how are you? Good to see you back again. Good to see everyone coming back. It's nice to have a few people watching. All right, let's go and find another composition. So these rocks down here, I like them as well. Okay, I tend to like nice big rocks, so then you get lots of movement around the rocks rather than something flat. So this is kind of flattening out now. So now I'm sort of, as the tide starts to go out, now I'm starting to look at these bigger rocks that are starting to get exposed. But again, it's all about the sky, okay? That sky is looking pretty epic. So I'm going to stop talking and take photos. I need to make the most of this. So this is one of those times when we're going to have lots of shots. Okay, so when it comes time to the editing, you're probably going to see quite a few photos this time. Unlike the last few shots where you've got a very simple composition to work with. When you've got a simple composition, you wait for the light. Okay, when the light's doing this, you just got to snap away. Get as many shots as you can while the light's good. Okay, I want to go and check on Matt, but I'm having too much fun. Okay, so yeah, so now this is nice. This is what I'm looking for. Again, just very slippery. I'm just kind of checking my footing as I walk. It is very slippery. This is, if you're ever here on an outgoing tide, just be careful. Okay, it can get very dangerous on an outgoing tide. It's very slippery. Incoming tide, I'd be standing on dry rocks and just moving backwards as the tide comes in. I'll try and get a shot here because the tide's going out. I want the water around this rock, and that sun is almost, we're getting close to sunset now. So again, I'm going to try and get that sort of half a second shutter speed, get my foreground sorted. I don't like where I am. No, I don't like that composition. I'm going to move. I'm actually going to go and stand in the water. And again, I'm just going to check that I don't slip. Okay, so this is better. Sometimes you got to get wet. Got to get wet when you're doing this. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I've just moved around because now I've got the sun a little bit more in my frame. I've got a big rock here in my foreground, which I don't really like, but let's give it a shot. Oh, that's good. That's, yeah, we've got the water coming over those rocks. So and that's a good thing with waves. If you've got something in your shot, sometimes the waves just kind of cover up what you don't want in the shot. So nice big wave rolling in now. And I'm actually going to get this one on its way out. This is where I like the texture running out. That's nice. Oh, that's a good one. That's going to get my bum wet. That's even better. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, that's, yep, okay, good. I'm happy. That's just, yep. Now I'm going to expose for my sky. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. And what I'm doing, I'm framing it up so... framing it up so I don't get my bum wet. I'm just going to grab that on its way out. Always watch the ocean. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay, always watch the waves. And look, honestly, the waves here in Harvey Bay, they're not exactly big. So I'm pretty safe here. So I'm just going to wait for one more. Again, I want that sky while it's nice and orange and it's doing a lot of stuff. We'll get that one on its way in. And again, I'm just going to speed up my shutter speed. So this will be, if you want to see an editing class, an exposure blending masterclass almost, watch this one. Okay, because yeah, we're going to be doing quite a bit of editing, and this will be really good to watch live. I'm just going to keep moving. I just want to get this sky while it's up there. So sorry about the chat. I will come back. There's a nice little rock pool here. Yeah, there's lots here. I like this. This is excitement. We got the sky, we got waves, this is what I live for. And you know, I could come out here and I wouldn't care if every shot was a dud. I'm doing what I love. Okay, I need to get a wave on its way in. And this is what I love. Sunset, waves, rocks, and water movement. Yeah, that one was a bit of a dud. Try that one. That's better. Got a nice little waterfall just here. Oh, that's good, but it's not quite what I want. Yeah, I've got some water crashing over the rocks just in front of me here, which is giving me a nice little waterfall. Got some swirly motion here. Now I just need a nice big wave. Here comes one now. Come over the rock. It's not big enough. Yeah, see, tide's running out. Tide's running out, so we're kind of losing. I'm just going to quickly expose for my sky. Here comes a wave. There's a nice big one coming in now. That was a good one that I just missed, but here comes a better one. That's better. Yeah, that's nice. And again, just watching the waves and just waiting for those waves to roll. There's a couple of big sets out the back. So here comes another good one. We'll get this one and as you see it crashing over those rocks, hopefully you can see it. Yeah, that's the one. I've got it. I've got the one I wanted. So now I'm going to squeeze my cheeks and hope it not get washed in. Wait for this one to come over as well. Get that movement on the way out. Oh, that's epic. That's epic. Quickly exposed for my sky. I don't want to miss that sky. I'm not concentrating too much on my foreground without missing that sky. I really want a good one with the waves washing out. That's the one. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I'll get one more whip coming in. Here comes a nice big wave. Perfect. No, it wasn't. Damn it, I've got to stay here until I get it now. Because that tide's running out quickly. And all of a sudden these waves will stop crashing over here and I'll need to go up a bit further. So just waiting for this one. Will that make it? Yeah, that'll make it. But I've missed it. Last chance. Last chance. Yeah, not quite. All right, I think I'll move. Let me just quickly get one more for the sky. One more exposure for our sky. Look at that sky. Okay, now this is what I've been waiting for. This is a proper sunset session. This is really nice. Oh, I should see what's going on behind us as well. Look at the clouds behind over Fraser Island. I was actually quietly hoping for a storm, but yeah, we're not going to get a storm. It is so slippery. Okay, I'm not walking like an idiot on purpose. It is really slippery. Okay, let me quickly show you what's going on over Fraser Island at the moment, and then I'll get back to that sunset. Check out that cloud. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit on it. But there's some really nice big clouds sort of bubbling up. Look at that. Okay, but again, there's just nothing happening in the sky over that way. So this is where we do need to shoot into the sun. And look at that. Come on, camera, spin around. Look at that. So we don't need to go up too high. So all I'm doing is framing it up so around about that much sky in my shot. Okay, so we don't need to have all that empty space up the top. So framing it up sort of just above the cloud, but still getting an interesting foreground. It is, look at that, it's really nice. Is that, just checking where my daughters have gone. I hope they're enjoying it, but they're probably off. I know Jade's in the rock pools looking for crabs. What I'll do, I'm going to move down a little bit further because, yeah, tide's going out. And this spot here, with the tide going out, once it gets to a certain point, we kind of lose everything. And I need to work fairly quickly because I want that sun, I want that sky. So this is one of those times where I'm just winging compositions as I go because the tide's going out so quickly. I don't have time to sit there, find a composition and wait. Okay, I've literally got to keep recomposing on the fly because the tide's going out, and what was a good composition when I first got here is not anymore. So let me just, I'm going to get down there somewhere. So again, now I'm looking at these rocks. As these rocks are getting a bit more exposed, I'm going to go down there. And this is where it's getting really slippery now, so I've got to be really careful. This is really, really slippery. And believe it or not, but it's actually not as slippery in the water. All right, that's good. I've got those waves crashing over that rock. All right, I think I am going to bring the tripod up just a little bit here. I've got to get that. It's almost sunset now. And I really want some waves crashing over those rocks. Let's see how we go. I'm going to have to take my filter off soon. It's starting to get a bit dark. I'd love a wave to crash over that rock. And could that be it? No. Yeah, I think the tide's beating us at the moment. The tide is beating us. I'd love a wave to crash over that rock. Let's see if we've got luck on our side tonight. Okay, here comes a nice wave. This might do it. Get over, get over. Oh, it tried to. There's one more big wave out the back. I'm going to give that one more just there. If this wave doesn't do it, oh, that one just did it. And I missed that. That one's going to do it. No. Try that one. Oh, almost. Almost. Still nice shots, but not what I want. Try this one. That one might get over. Get over. Just kind of went around the side. I'm kind of losing that. I don't know if I want to waste my time with this composition while the sky's... No, I'm not. I'm going to move. I'm going to just quickly get my shot for the sky, and then I'm going to move again. Yeah, tide's running out. Oh, there's a big wave coming now. Right. Do it. Yes. That's better. Go again. There we go, that's better. So even with the outgoing tide, you still get some nice waves coming through every now and then. Okay, and now we're getting to the stage where I can almost get all this in one shot. Okay, the sun's diffused, so the sun isn't quite as harsh as it was before. So now I can basically get this in one exposure. Oh, that's good. Look at that. Okay, look at that. This will be the last little sets coming through. One more. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. And I've pretty much got all that in one shot. Here we go. Here's another good one. Get over those. Yes. All right. So when you get something like this, you just keep shooting. Okay. I've got everything's just lined up well. Now I know in my other videos I said don't go home with 50 shots exactly the same. But when you're dealing with water movement, you almost want to go home with 50 shots because none of them are going to be the same. Okay, when you're dealing with water, every shot is going to be different. Where if you're sitting there like composing on a tree and you don't have all this water movement, every shot will look the same. I'm struggling for compositions now. I'm struggling. Getting to that stage where the tide's just getting a bit too low. Let's try this. It's all about the sky at the moment, so yeah. So, and this will show up in the editing. I'm struggling for composition. So this is what I mean by struggling for composition. I just got an awesome shot. Okay. It's almost like, seriously, it's impossible to take a bad shot when you got rocks, you got waves, and you've got that. It's impossible to get a bad shot. Yeah, that's nice. And again, like, I'm taking a heap of shots because I just, as you'll see, the difference we get in water movement makes all the difference. Makes all the difference. Getting this water movement, every single shot looks completely different. Even though it's the same composition, like half of my frame is all water movement. So every shot is completely different. You got shots like this where there's no water, you got shots where there's water crashing, somewhere it's running out. Kind of, in a way, I'm sort of working with that rule of thirds in a way. Okay, a nice big wave here. So kind of working with that rule of thirds. A couple of dudes on a jet ski heading out there. All right, so this one, I'm going to get the whitewash as it starts to trickle back out. And you get some nice swirls, you get some nice patterns in the water. When you've got all this whitewash, hopefully you can see me all right. I'm probably standing in front of it, but it becomes a nice big wave now. And we're right on sunset. Look at that sun. This is where if I had a telephoto here, I'd probably have that shooting as well. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying this sunset. Let me get out of your way, get down a bit lower, so you can enjoy it. Because I certainly am, I can tell you that. Okay, some nice big waves rolling in. Hopefully I'm not ruining the sunset too much for you. But it doesn't get much better than this. Does not get much better than this. Yeah, tide's really starting to go out now. I almost did a time lapse too, but I just had a bit too much going on to do a time lapse. Okay, so my composition at the moment, it isn't great, but it's okay. I don't want to miss out on that sky. Okay, I'm relying on this water to make my composition interesting. Because everything that's going on over this side is very uninteresting, it's just rock. So this is what I want. I want movement in my water. And I've got a nice little channel coming in through here. So it's not sort of completely just dry rock on this side. I've got some water running in through here every now and then. It's almost time to take my sunnies off. Yeah, we're really losing that tide now. Alright, before we completely lose that sun, I'm just going to see if I can get another shot. Oh, I nearly went. See that? It's, like I said, it's slippery, and I'm trying to work quickly, which I highly suggest you don't do. I've got a crowd here laughing at me. Alright, let's get this composition sorted. Yeah, that looks quite nice. Okay, and I'm not even changing my focus point. I've locked in with my focus. I don't need to do multiple exposure, focus stacking in this case, because I'm not super close to my foreground. Anyway, I would move the camera, but you can sit there and enjoy that sunset while I take some photos. Come on, water, do something for me. Okay, again, all I'm really watching on my camera at the moment is my highlights. Oh, I just missed that. Yeah, really just watching the highlights at the moment. Just keeping my highlights under control. Still got that kind of half a second exposure at the moment. And I am taking a lot of shots, which you'll get to see all of them when I do my editing stream. You're going to see a lot of photos. And it's nice, yeah, when it's like this, I'll explain it more. Yeah, so tune into the editing session. It might go for a while, but I'll kind of go through and just explain what's going on, and get to show you what I'm talking about. Right, we're really starting to lose everything now. We're losing water, we're losing colour. Nice big wave rolling in now. Let's get this one. Yeah, that's not bad. It's okay. Okay, I'm down to f9 at the moment, and I'm going to get my shutter speed up to 1/6 of a second. Okay, here comes a good wave. Here comes a good wave. Let's get that one. That's better. That's better. Okay, so yeah, look, these compositions aren't great, but I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far, and now we're just kind of losing that colour in the sky. So I'm going to, I'm just going to shut it down for a bit. Yeah, we're losing that colour now, so. Well, yeah, there's still colour there, but compared to what I had earlier, I think I'm just going to be taking shots for the sake of taking shots. I don't have a foreground I'm really happy with. We might still get another little splash of colour if we're lucky, so I'm just going to keep moving. Because there's so much cloud on the horizon, I don't think we'll get any more colour. I think it's going to turn grey very soon. Oh, this is extremely slippery. Actually, let me go over here and then I'll go and grab the camera. So hopefully you're enjoying this, because I certainly am. Alright, this is nice over here. This is nice. Got to make sure my tripod's nice and solid. Yeah, we're really losing all that colour now. But I'm going to keep shooting. Get a wave marks way in. So I will get back to the chat in a second. I'm a bit busy at the moment. It's really nice. Okay, that one's not bad. Oh, look at this wave. It's probably better you don't see this wave. My wife will be telling me to get out of the water. That's, yeah, see that it was almost too much water then. Oh shit. Tide's supposed to be going out. And yeah, see how we're losing that colour now? So now's sort of where we can sit back and just chill out a bit and wait for our blue hour. I'm just going to get one more shot here without that wave crashing in. Yeah, now we've lost the colour. So if it wasn't so epic earlier, I'd probably really be concentrating on my foreground to get some interesting shots. But I'm more than happy with what I've got. Okay, I'm very happy with what I've got so far. We made the most of that colour. And when you've got colour like that, you do get a bit frantic. When you're working against a tide, you're working against some colour. So let's have a look. What's going on here? G'day, Peter. Let me just quickly go back through the chat. Actually got a few. So thank you to everyone who's here. I hope you enjoyed that sunset. It was a good one. I think I went with the right name, didn't I? The Dramatic Sunset Photography. I'm a wave whisperer. Yes, I am. Lucky you didn't see those last few. I've almost got a wet bum. A whale in the background. Oh, look, would not surprise me at all. There's lots of whales. Did I say wave? Lots of whales up here in Hervey Bay at the moment. Oh, you just need a whale in the background. Well, remind me when I do the editing and I'll put one in. So yeah, g'day Peter, Leslie Knotts, Matt, Circle Machine jet ski in the shot, yeah. I saw him cruising around out there. He actually comes out here fairly often on sunset, and to be honest, I would not be going out in the water at this time of night. Get out of the water. I'm out now. I'm back. I'm on dry ground. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed that little session, and hang around because I'm going to stay until blue hour, and then we'll get some nice long exposures. Okay, we'll get some really nice long exposures once blue hour kicks in. Hopefully that cloud stays there. If that cloud stays there, again, we're going to get that orange glow on the horizon, then some purple, and then some blue. So it will look really cool. I need to find a composition for a long exposure. Long exposure composition is different to having all that water movement. Actually, while we're waiting, let me go and show you some shots. Let me show you. And look at the crowd behind us. We've got our little fan club down here tonight. Smile, you're live on YouTube. Oh, it's so slippery. It's actually dangerous. Yeah, I don't like coming here on the outgoing tide. I really don't. It's yeah, I've slipped a few times on that outgoing tide. So yes, thank you everyone who's here. Yeah, leave a like if you like it. You don't have to. I'm not one of these people that say leave a like. If you like what you're seeing, leave a like. If you're new, this is my thing. This is what I'm going to really start doing now, is live sessions. So you get to see everything. Okay, I'm going to talk my way through the shot, explain what I'm doing, show you my compositions, and then eventually show you the editing side. So on a night like this week, we're going to have a lot of photos to go through. So I'll quickly go through some of the shots and show you what I mean by taking lots of exposure. So even though it's the same composition, just all that different water movement creates very different shots. Now, look, the phone's not doing these photos justice. They do look a lot better than what the phone's picking up. Okay, my sky's not blown out. Can I adjust? No. Yeah, the phone's just not doing these justice. They when we get to the editing, but as you can see, like just similar compositions, but just all that different movement in the water creates a lot of different. That's where it got a bit boring. Like when we've got lots of nice textures in the water, lots of movement, and that's why I like that half a second shutter speed. Every photo is different. Okay, look at that one. Like the difference between that one and then one when we've got no water. So, yeah. And a lot of those ones, they were all just single exposures. So we didn't need to do multiple, and like honestly on the back of the camera they look really nice. The phone's just not doing it justice, to tell the truth. I've got some really good shots. Well, I'm happy with them anyway. And that's, I've said that a thousand times before, photography is all about your enjoyment, okay? You don't do photography for other people unless you're getting paid to do it for other people. When it comes to landscapes, seascapes, you do it for your own personal enjoyment. Okay, it's not often someone's going to tell you, I want this shot, can you go and get it for me? Because it's almost impossible to try and get that shot unless you've got a specific location in mind. And then you just got to hope for the weather. You're going to hope that the weather's good. But yeah, it's all about just getting out here, enjoying it, watching the sunset, taking some photos while you're at it. So now we're just going to basically wait for blue hour to kick in, and while we're waiting I might just go and see if I can find a new composition. Let me just spin you around. I've got someone who wants to say hello to the camera. Yeah, you can come over. I think Matt's on his way. Alright, I'll catch you next time, Matt. Next time I won't live stream and we'll come out and we'll actually take some photos together. But yeah, I think he was just kind of listening in to get some tips. Yeah, Matt's one of my fellow windsurfers, so normally we're out there on the water. So, and yeah, it's looking like we've got some good wind coming over the next few days. It's going to get pretty windy. And it is a windy season up here in Hervey Bay. So sort of August all the way through summer pretty much. It's going to get very windy, and this is when hopefully we get some storms. I can't wait to stream a storm. That's going to be very exciting once that happens. And I'll try and bring you along. Hopefully if there's storms at night time, the camera's just not going to pick them up. But if we can get a storm at this time of night, that'll be worth watching. Okay, so, and again, like I've mentioned before, there's plenty of photographers out there that they will only show you good shots, and especially storm chasers. They'll go out and chase storms, and it's a lot of hard work. Okay, you're not always going to go out and get epic shots. You're going to go out and get a lot of nothing a lot of the time, and that's kind of why I'm here. I'm here to show you that it's not easy. Okay, anyone who thinks you can just go out and get an epic photo whenever you want, think again, okay, because some days the sky does nothing. Some days you just can't find compositions, and yeah, as back onto the storms, you might be out chasing storms, and if you don't get any lightning, it's can be some frustrating nights. So yeah, now we're just going to wait for that blue hour to kick in, because we will get some more shots once blue hour kicks in. And the good thing about the wind is I don't have to worry about mozzies and midgies tonight. It's quite nice at the moment. Okay, now I'm just going to have a bit of a look around for a composition for when this sun really goes down and we get into blue hour. And hopefully somewhere where I don't have to get in the water, because like I said before, it's very slippery. I really don't want to be standing on wet rocks at night time. So yeah, if you're still, look, we're getting close now. We're starting to get that little bit of blue tint up in the sky, starting to get a bit of purple. Okay, so I'm just going to go and change my filters. That whole time I was shooting with an ND8, just to give me that half a second shutter speed. And sort of once the sun had set, I could have taken it off, but I didn't want to take it off because I didn't want to lose what I had. Okay, I didn't sort of have time to waste. But now that we're kind of waiting for that blue hour, I'm going to take my filter off, go and get set up, and I'll be back shortly. That's all right, they won't hear you. Simone just asked if we're still live. Yeah, so let me know what the sound is like, because it is very windy out here. It's very windy, and I've got this new mic on. And yeah, if you watched my editing stream the other night, I apologise for the audio on that. I did a test and everything was fine. Did another test and everything was fine, but yeah, when I went live, for some reason, the audio just didn't seem to pick up. So hopefully tonight is better. Hopefully the audio is working properly. And yeah, this was the first time I'd used this mic at home. So I hadn't used this mic at home before, so yeah, bear with me, I'm still learning this whole streaming business. We'll get there. Okay, so I'm taking my ND filter off now. I am using a UV filter. And look, to be honest, the only reason I use a UV filter is for protection. Okay, especially when you're working on wet, slippery rocks, the last thing I want to do is drop my camera and crack my lens. Okay, so when I'm on wet, slippery rocks, I've always got a UV filter on, simply for protection. Okay, just to protect my lens. No other reason to use a UV filter apart from protecting your lens. So I will occasionally take it if I want to get a really nice starburst on a pier or something like that where it's fairly safe. I'll take the filter off. But yeah, if I'm working somewhere where there is a chance I could drop the camera, which is always a good chance as I get older, it's always a chance I can drop the camera. Yeah, I like to have that UV filter just simply for protection. Lenses are too expensive to replace. And especially this lens, I've got the Canon 17-40. I've had it for a good 15 years and absolutely love it. It's very, very sharp. And I don't want to have to replace it and end up with a dud, because that can happen sometimes too. Not really with Canon, Nikon, Sony, everyone these days, they're all pretty good. I think I've said that before, and that's part of the joy of being a photography instructor. I get to play with all these new cameras, and there's just no such thing as a bad camera these days. All cameras are good. They really are. All right. So, still watching, just have to feed the grandkids. Yeah, no worries, Matt, that's all right. Like I said, we'll do it another night when I'm not live streaming. We'll come out and spend a bit of time actually taking photos rather than sitting here listening to me talk. All right, we're getting to blue hour. I need to go and find a composition. So, all right, I think I've found one. Okay, now like a lot of the colour is happening over the mainland, which I don't want that as a composition. I don't want all this foreground. I really do want some water movement. So I'm going to have to go and get into the water. The things that you have to do to get a shot, yeah, I don't want all of this in my shot. Okay, I really do want water, especially with long exposures, because now we're looking at, you know, getting up to as close to that 30 seconds as we can. So I don't want rocks in my shot, I do want water. So let me go and frame something up and then hopefully not slip over. Because yeah, as I said, now that we're getting to the tide's well and truly out, we have no sun to dry it out, and when there's no sun up there to dry out the rocks, an outgoing tide can be pretty dangerous. So I'm not going to do this on camera because I don't want to. Oh, actually, I'm going to have to bring the camera to show you what I'm doing. Let me bring the camera. Okay, now we're getting to blue hour. I won't do a late one tonight. I'm going to get a couple of shots because I've got my little crew here with me, and I'm sure they're not going to want to walk home in the dark. So that's kind of what I'm going to frame up. I'm going to try and get as much water as I can. And again, I'm just going to finish my frame at the top where it starts to turn blue. So let me go and get something framed up. And yeah, look, it's really slippery. It's actually getting very dangerous at the moment. So I'm going to just walk very gingerly. and not walk out too far. Just here, this will do. Okay, so with 30-second exposures, make sure you got your tripod steady, okay? Really need to have a nice steady tripod when you've got long exposures. Shit. I don't know whether I'm on camera or not, but yeah, the waves are certainly crashing up over me. Oh, look at that. That's really nice. Okay, so now I'm going to put my aperture up to f16, just so I can really get that long exposure. And look, I could have left my filter on, but I'm going to show you, this is another case where we do need to do multiple exposures. Okay, we really need multiple exposures with this one, because I'm going to, when it gets this dark, your foreground is going to be a lot darker than the sky. So let me fire off a couple of shots. And what I'm going to do is I'm at 15 seconds, I think it was. I'm going to do a couple for my foreground. I'm going to do a couple of shots for the foreground. Get a really long exposure. Yeah, 15 seconds. I'll blend two 15-second exposures together, and that will effectively create a 30-second exposure. The sky is looking amazing at the moment. My foreground, look, I'm not happy with the foreground, but I think we've got enough photos to work with, and I don't want to get in the water. Normally, if it was an incoming tide, it's okay. I'd be kind of set up and prepared, but yeah, with this outgoing tide, it's very slippery. Last thing I want to do is slip into the ocean at this time of night. Be shark food. Okay, so I've taken 3 exposures at 15 seconds. And now I'm going to expose for the sky. So just speed up my shutter speed until my highlights are clipped, not clipped. And then I'll show you the shots. I'm not going to try and get the camera down here and do all of this. Now, to be honest, I'm not happy with those shots. So I can't leave until I get the shot. Just not happy with that composition. I think if I come over this way, this is very slippery, very sketchy. One tip, when you do walk through rocks, kind of just, rather than walk, slide your feet until they stick. Okay, once your feet stick, they're not going to slide. So I just slid down there until it stopped, kind of wedging my feet into the cracks, and then finding somewhere where my tripod's not going to move, because again, slippery rocks, just kind of pushing the tripod. I probably should have bought my bigger, heavier dutier. There's that word again. I invented that. I do have a bigger, heavier dutier. I said it again. A heavy duty tripod. Which is much better for this sort of, I really didn't expect it to be quite this rough, to tell the truth. This is Hervey Bay. Doesn't normally get this rough in Hervey Bay. The water's bloody beautiful though. Yeah, this is just a travel tripod that I'm using. A K&F travel tripod. And look, it does the job for 90% of Hervey Bay. We generally don't have many big waves up here. This is probably the biggest I've seen for quite a while. That's not bad. Just going to expose for the sky now. So even exposing for the sky, we're still at 10 seconds. Got a big rock in the foreground, which I'm not really happy with. But again, I want to... Okay, Jade's telling me I've got some chat. I'll come and check it in a second because I think I'm nearly done. Yeah, I'm sort of struggling for compositions at the moment. Ultimately, I want to be down there in the water, but I'm not going to. It's a bit risky. In fact, I think I might call it there while I'm still in one piece. I'll call it while I'm still in one piece. Let me come and check the chat, and I'll just show you those last few shots that I got, because then I've got to walk back in the dark. Alright, let's have a look. Claudia, can't hear the wind. Your voice is clear. Thank you. Okay, good. Because I can tell you right now, it is pretty rough and windy out here at the moment, as you can see from the waves. And Claudia would know that Harvey Bay, we don't get a lot of waves up here. But look at that, what's crashing in. And this is low tide. Normally you sort of expect a few big waves at high tide. Yeah, it's pretty rough for Harvey Bay, to tell the truth, which is bloody awesome. It really is. For photos, it's amazing. So I'll show you the last few shots I got. I'm not really happy with them, but there's something. They'll be fun to have a bit of an edit with. So these are my long exposures. So let me see if I can I darken that down? I don't think I can. Yeah, the phone's just not picking it up all that well. It's very dark out here. If I give it a second, the phone might recompose on it. They're the earlier shots. So they're the long expo. Yeah, the phone's just not picking it up. Like I said, it's almost pitch black out here. So, but yeah, trust me, that sky looks absolutely perfect on the back of my camera. There's one of the daylight shots that I got today. Yeah, composition wise, it's just okay. It's nothing special. But yeah, thank you to everyone who joined me. Hopefully all our audio and video and everything was quite well. I used my famous words again. I do make up words for a while. You asked for a dramatic, and the waves delivered. Absolutely, it was well worth the trip. It was bloody awesome. It was a really good sunset. We've had a lot of clear sky days up here recently, so it was nice to get some cloud, get some colour. Really, really nice. All right, well, thank you all again for tuning in. So 11 people in here at the moment. So yeah, thank you all for popping in, and get used to it. I'm going to do this more often, okay? Because I enjoy doing it. Okay, I'm not here for the views. I'm here because I enjoy it. I enjoy bringing people along to watch a Harvey Bay sunset and watch me slip across rocks and find compositions that. Yeah, look, you've got to realise that it's easy to get an epic shot. If we lived in New Zealand or Iceland or Patagonia or somewhere like that, it's kind of easy to get a really epic shot. Where here you do have to work a little bit for it. It's very flat, as you can see, but look, there's plenty of opportunities anywhere to take photos. Just get out there, take photos, learn what works for you, and just do what you enjoy. So thanks Leslie, thanks Claudia, Matt, Knots is my wife. Knots on the bay, photos on the bay. She's the macrame queen. Peter, thank you for popping in. Yeah, thank you to everyone who popped in. Thanks for all the comments, and yeah, if you did like it, please leave a like. It does help the channel. So like I said, I'm not really here for the money. I'm just here because I enjoy it. I enjoy doing this, so hopefully you do as well. And it's something different. Okay, at the moment I'm currently the #1 sunset photography live streamer in the world. Because if you search that on Google, I'm the only one doing it. So I'm currently #1. So on that note, I think I'll pack it up and stop talking crap and go home. So thanks again, and I will see you all very shortly with the editing side. So tune in for that. You'll get to see every shot that I've taken. There's going to be a lot of them. But yeah, as you'll see, you'll sort of see the method to my madness once we get to the editing side. All right, thanks again, and I will see you all very soon.